This mobster here talks about how they fix games. He's talking about quarterbacks right here.
You're a quarterback, okay, you're favored to win by 10 points. The first three times you get the ball, you put it in the hands of the other receiver. Put it in the defensive end's hands. You're a running back, you get the ball, you put it on the ground. First three times. You let me worry about the rest. You got to do this until I tell you you're not doing it anymore. That's how I'll get my money back.
One good example of a former quarterback that I think did this was Neil O'Donnell. Pat Truthner did a video on it years ago. I have the video on my channel. I'll give you a link to it.
What are they going to do? It's stuck.
And they always did that. They
had to
shave points in order not to pay back their gambling debt.
They had no choice. Either that or, the threat is we're going to put you in a hospital.
Right.
I didn't have to say that, but they knew that. Because what I would tell them is straight out, is one thing you don't understand, whether you're here, any city in the country.
And my mafia are a bunch of scumbags too. They're all scumbags, and there's nothing cool about them. And this is why you're not gonna have legit competition in sports, man. It's run by corrupt people, the small hats, and these mobsters.
Now let's take a look here at the 1997 National League Championship Series Marlins with Livan Hernandez pitching, and take a look at the strike zone and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Later on, hopefully I'll get some footage of the Cubs game when it becomes more available online. Let's take a look at this footage right now. You can see the strike zone for Livan Hernandez and see how the umpires are giving him the call. This is against the Braves, again back in 1997. Now look at these pitches. Completely out of the strike zone. And umpire Eric Gregg is making all these calls in favor of the Marlins pitcher, Livan Hernandez. Completely ridiculous calls. And that goes to show how these umpires who are in the league, they're like senators in Congress. They're there for 20, 30 years, sometimes even longer. They want to control how these sporting events go. Completely ridiculous with these pitches with Livan Hernandez. And this is exactly, and you even heard Bob Costas saying it's nowhere even close to being a strike, and they call it a strike. During the 2013 season, during a live broadcast, this flashed in front of the screen during a live game. And this is the way the elite that control, again, every aspect of society, love to mock the masses with this being put out there. Now listen to what Joe Buck of Fox Sports says here. He talks about how he knows nothing about what these symbols mean. And he talks about the baseball gods. And knowing or unknowingly, those baseball gods, or supposed baseball gods, are nothing but the elite, again, that own and control all of professional sports.
I have no idea what that means. Apparently, the baseball gods did know.
Now showing how the elite own and control all of sports, not, like I said, all of society, and including sports. Let's take a look at the NBA All-Star Game from 2015. Take a look at what we see here on the court, on both ends of the court. You can see that Star of Baphomet, the upside-down pentagram. And while people are watching, the millions of people are watching the game, this is how the elite like to put things in plain sight as a form of mockery, saying we own it all. You can see clearly that Baphomet, the inverted pentagram, the sign for Baphomet during the All-Star Game. And a little bit more here with the NBA, with David Stern, the NBA commissioner, being in an interview with Jim Rome. And I'm going to cover this topic from the 1985 NBA draft, which for those that don't know what happened with Patrick Ewing being selected number 1, there's a lot of strange things taking place during the live draft on TV. Before I show that footage, let's take a listen to what Jim Rome asked David Stern.
He's won the draft lottery, which of course produced the usual round of speculation that maybe the lottery was fixed. I know that you appreciate a good conspiracy theory as much as the next guy. Was the fix in for the lottery?
I have two answers for that. I'll give you the easy one. No, and a statement. Shame on you for asking.
You know, I understand why you would say that to me, and I wanted to preface it by saying it respectfully. I think it's my job to ask because I think people wonder.
No, it's ridiculous, but that's okay.
I know that you think it's ridiculous, but I don't think the question is ridiculous because I know people think that. I'm not saying that I do, but I think it's my job to ask you that.
Have you stopped beating your wife yet?
Yeah, I don't know if that's fair. Well,
why is that?
Because I think that and I know you read your emails, and I'm sure you follow things virally and on Twitter. People really do think it, whether it's fair.
You see how David Stern, instead of answering the question, he attacks Jim Rome about beating his wife. This guy is obviously being, put under the spotlight. He's being exposed. He's getting very defensive, trying to get, conversation off track and trying to make it a childish, fight, diverting off the question.
Or not?
Well, they think it because people.
You don't think the question's fair to ask if your fans think it?
Silly questions. I expect it to be written about, and I commented last night at my presser that there was one guy who I won't dignify by name. He says, I have no reason to know anything, and I don't know anything, but I tell you, I believe it's fixed. Okay, that's good. Why?
Now let's take a look at the 1985 NBA lottery before the draft, where they can select, basically the worst teams can select the best players coming out of college. Now take a look here as this official. They're all in on, of course. And before I show the footage, I'll just say it right now. These are the select few bottom teams that, of course, are in these envelopes. And the one envelope that gets pulled out by David Stern, they get the number 1 pick. Now watch what this guy does here. Completely ridiculous. How he throws all the envelopes down, but bangs one on the side, inside this glass globe, so David Stern can identify it. Take a look. Right there. He threw it against the side really hard, so it can have a nice dent, so it can be identified from the other envelopes. Take a look again as he throws it in against the side hard. Now, why would he do that? Why don't you just throw them all in there at once? Why throw them, lay them all flat except one and bang it against the inside? Right there. Let's get thrown down. With laying them all flat and just that one being thrown down. Now I'm going to show this again, how he throws only one against the side, and the rest he lays down nice and gently. Again, the fix is on. Take a look. Nice and straight down, except that one. The rest goes straight down. Old man smiling, Dupin delight.
Thank you. The drum will now be turned to further mix the envelopes, and then I will conduct the drawing.
More Dupin delight. These officials know what's going on.
Jack Joyce, he's the head of security for the NBA, spinning the drum. About 6 turns.
Now look at David Stern here, and look at his face, where he exhales like he's a little nervous. Right here. Okay, now, he doesn't just pick up any particular envelope. He's looking for a specific one. Looking over, he found it. The one with the dent. The one with the dent in the corner.
Is in this envelope. We'll have the first pick in the NBA draft.
Dave the Pusher.
Actor. He knows. He already knows the results. They're spotlighting him.
The second pick in the 1985 NBA draft goes to the Indiana Pacers. The horseshoe.
Nice acting.
Basketball is back in New York City, my friend.
Now watch what takes place here. Of course, they select Patrick Ewing. And look at the jersey number. Of course, they have it. The jersey prepared. Because it's fixed, like I said.
Show what you got in your hand. He has number 33 all printed up here.
Number 33, all printed up.
So you will make a call to you.
Oh, yeah. I'd like to speak to him. And,
Number 33, huh? Here's a photo with Patrick Ewing with that number 33 jersey. And, of course, orange as well. Orange, of course, is 33 in numerology. These people, these plants, they're all in on it. Patrick Ewing as well. He knows. And I cover this just about every video I make, but I do it again just for the new viewers, with 33 being the highest degree in the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry. That's why you get that 33. With all these new stories, and with a lot of these company logos, they're going to have hidden messages. With this one here from Microsoft, you can see that 33 hidden in plain sight. On the music industry as well, which is Justin Timberlake, 3 and 3 equals 33. Hollywood, with Matt Groening of The Simpsons. Indy 500 with 33 cars. Of course, they have that checkered flag as well. And of course, the infamous power outage at the Super Bowl. The power being out for 33 minutes. This is their way, these Freemasons, saying we own and control it all. In this form of mockery, this is how they do it, all in plain sight. And take a look at this play with the Seahawks player giving the thumbs up, as in, go over me, miss the tackle, so I can go ahead and score. Completely ridiculous. If you can't see this, there's no help for you. Slow motion, thumbs up, player goes over the top. Again, there's a thumbs up. In this play here, after this missed tackle by number 33, player there comes in to score. This is the same play, just a little different angle where you can see the player score. Again, thumbs up. I mean, goes up high over his helmet. And there you go. Touchdown.
Ray. Here's the one back in the first quarter that instead of a 3 and out with a hit to the chest, it was called a foul by Clay Martin. They didn't pick it up. And then this one is thrown from behind the play, which is where Martin is. And really, it was the two Houston defenders who were hitting each other, and Mahomes barely got touched.
7. Stands in the pocket and throws. Intended for Edelman, no flag. So now this gives the Chiefs sack specialist. Oh, there is a flag.
Defense number 95.
Roughing the passer.
15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
A hit to the face to the helmet by Chris Jones.
He's reaching over. And Chris Jones in the middle, you're going to see him push the pocket on Tooney, and right there he slaps. And
right
that
where?
Looks
right where?
Similar to the one earlier where he didn't hit him. I think that's the same thing that happened to Mahomes earlier.
With Trey Flowers.
Yep.
So the reason you guys won the Super Bowl wasn't because of your outstanding defense. It was because that's the way it was predetermined. That's what you're
Well, I mean, if our defense was so outstanding, why we couldn't beat the Saints that year? Saints beat us twice. So why did the Oakland Raiders say, we're going to go in with the Saints game plan? Because they had Deuce McCall, they ran the ball down our throat. Why didn't they come in and say, we're going to do the same thing?
All right, D.
Now there's no more one to talk.
Well, we don't know what else to say.
We're just caught off guard a little bit. That's all.
A little bit.
To be honest with you.
Let's talk about the fact that the Lions made Calvin Johnson and Barry Sanders give back money, but they traded Matthew Stafford when he wanted to be.
Yeah, well, hey.